This meeting of the Schertz-Cibolo-Universal City Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. The time is 6 p.m. Roll call, please.
All board members are present.
Very good, thank you. At this time, I'm going to introduce our superintendent, who will in turn introduce our student representatives that will lead the pledge.
Thank you so much, President Finley, members of the board. So proud this evening to have students from Jordan Intermediate and Wilder Intermediate in the house to lead us in our pledges. Along with them are Principal Tina Curtis from Jordan and Principal Phil Jackson from Wilder, and I'll turn it over to those two right at this time.
Good evening, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, and members of the board. I am Tina Curtis, the proud principal of Barbara Jordan Intermediate, and I would like to introduce to you our student representative, Aiden Collard, who is in 6th grade. Aiden is a 6th grade student with a kind heart and a positive spirit. He is always ready to lend a helping hand and treat others with respect and compassion. This year, Aiden has shown incredible growth, not just in his learning, but in his confidence and his willingness to try new things. He embraces challenges with a great attitude and is always looking for ways to improve. Aiden's determination to be his best self makes him a role model for all of those around him. He exhibits many of the traits of a learner in SCUC in that Aiden shows true perseverance in learning. Even when things get tough, he doesn't give up. He asks questions, stays focused, and keeps trying until he gets it. His active participation and curiosity in the classroom make him a thoughtful learner who inspires others. Aiden's dedication to learning and his positive energy help create a classroom environment where everyone feels encouraged to do their best. Aiden's favorite subject is math because he loves solving problems, and he enjoys playing games like Fortnite and relaxing with his rescue pup, Popcorn. He is joined this evening by his cousins, Kiana and Corey. If you guys would please stand and be recognized. I present to you this evening Aiden Collard.
Good evening, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, and members of the board. My name is Phil Jackson. I am the principal at Wilder Intermediate. I'd like to introduce to you our student representative, Michael Crucialo, who is in the 6th grade. Michael is a talented and well-rounded student who's been selected for Honors Orchestra, playing the bass, where he plays the low notes just as well as he throws a fastball on the baseball field. When he's not striking out batters from the pitching mound, you can often find him strumming his electric guitar, channeling that inner rock star. Michael is a proud tenderfoot in the Boy Scouts, working his way through outdoor challenges while practicing the ever-important skill of annoying your two sisters, which is not a badge, but it's still a skill. He exhibits many of the traits of a learner in SCUC in that he communicates and collaborates both on the field and in the classroom, and he values others as he is someone that has never met an enemy. His favorite subject is math because, like his guitar skills, it just adds up. Sorry, I had to do a dad joke. We do it all the time. And his favorite downtime is with a fishing rod in hand, dreaming up the best fish stories he could tell about the one that just got away. He is joined tonight by his parents, John and Deanna Sanchez. Parents, please stand and be recognized. At this time, we will move into our pledge. Please rise for the pledge.
One, two.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Good job.
We're going to come up and take it.
Yep, y'all are going to come on up.
Well, next item would be the president's welcome. I'd like to thank our student representatives and the principal for getting us started off on a good foot tonight. This is our second to last regular meeting. We have April and May, and as my daughter says, we got less than 30 days into school because she's a teacher, so y'all ready for your kids to get home in the May, so I'm sure they're ready to get out of school. So we're going to get this thing going here pretty quick. We got a pretty good lengthy agenda tonight, so we're going to jump right into it. Our next item is the Vice President's recitation of district call to action and learner outcomes, and that will be our Vice President, Letitia Seaver.
SCUCISD call to action. Through high-quality and student-centered learning experiences, students will leave SCUC confident, empowered, and prepared with the skills to pursue their individual passions. Our learner outcomes. Every student will graduate or transition with the 1, adaptability, problem-solving, and social skills needed to independently function as appropriate for their future endeavors. 2, understanding of their greatest assets and how they can contribute to industry, society, and their community. 3, appropriate understanding and application of professional and personal communication skills, including verbal and written expression. And 4, skills to achieve their personal, academic, military, and career potential.
Oops, get my mic on. Thank you, Ms. Seaver. Next will be a board recitation of trustees' commitments to excellence. And let's start with Ms. Carlin tonight.
We are committed to maximizing achievements for all students.
We recognize the invaluable contributions of teachers and staff and are dedicated to supporting their professional growth and well-being.
We are committed to providing appropriate and innovative resources and curriculum.
We are committed to exercising fiscal responsibility for the long-term benefit of the parents, guardians, citizens, and employees of the district.
We are committed to providing safe, secure, and supportive environments for working and learning. We believe that public education is best defined by the local community with limited government involvement.
Very good. Thank you, trustees. Our next item will be the Vice President's overview of board member ethics. Again, Ms. Seaver.
Every month, we focus on a section of our board member ethics. This month, I will focus on student-centered focus. As a member of the board, I shall promote the best interest of the district as a whole, and to that end shall adhere to the following ethical standards. I will be continuously guided by what is best for all students of the district.
Thank you, Ms. Seaver. Okay, at this time, this board will now adjourn into closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, authorization to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, or to hear a complaint or charge against an officer or employee, and 551.071, discussion pertaining to consultations with our attorney. At this time, it is 6:09. We're going to closed session. Session at 6:19. Our action item will be a request for board action, employment of elementary principal Elaine S. Slaughter Intermediate School, and that would be Ms. Ward, I think.
Good evening, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, and members of the board. I recommend to the board that we take action on the item discussed in closed session regarding the employment of the principal of Elaine Slaughter Intermediate School.
I move the Board of Trustees to approve the employment of James Butler as the intermediate school principal for Elaine S. Slaughter Intermediate for the 2025-2026 school year.
I second. I second the motion. I second the motion.
Sorry, wait a second, I gotta finish the business. I have a motion and a second. Do we have any comments or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. At this time, we're going to take a brief reset. Oh, sorry. Hang on.
I'll put this down.
Okay, there you go. I'll go put it.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, surprise for some that showed up today. I didn't tell anybody. I have, first, foremost, thank everybody that showed up today. Your being here today means the world to me. Your presence here means the world to me. To see everybody with support, even if you're not here for me, but most of you, right? I'm honored to be selected for this position as principal at Slaughter Intermediate School. I don't take it lightly. I'm deeply grateful to be chosen with trust for this position, and it's not only a professional milestone for me, but a personal one. I'm super happy to see my team here, Gonzo, Miss Ringo, Mr. Lithicum, and I can't see the rest wherever you are. I'm sure you're here. Miss Love, all right, and Miss Lobo, and kind of a special thank you to my daughter, Jalen, sit in front row. To my fiance, Coach Otts, and and to my best friend, the guy that I go to war with any day. It's whose car we taking? Coach Schneider. That's right. I'm excited to get started with you guys. It means a lot. I know that Slaughter is a special place, and I've gotten to be over there a couple times with Miss Bristow, and got to experience a little bit of the campus. It is a special place, and I have a commitment to continuing the excellence there and leading with integrity and compassion and purpose. And I can't wait to get my sleeves rolled up and to work with you to continue what's going on over there. With that being said, again, thank you.
We're going to take a brief recess pending call of the chair. It is 6:26. There'll be recognition items. The first recognition item will be recognition of Byron P. Steele, high school varsity girls basketball team.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
Student representatives.
I'm sorry. I'll get that in a minute. Hang on. I'm skipping over something. I do that sometimes. Our first recognition is of student representatives for the month of April.
Thank you so much, President Finley. We have Steele Knight and Clements Buffalo in the house. Introducing our students of the month are from Steele High School, Assistant Principal Jay Butler, and from Clements High School, Assistant Principal Jenny Becca. They will introduce their students in recognition of Month of the Military Child. As you can see, we're all wearing purple. We will be recognizing AFJR OTC students from both high schools this evening.
Okay. Good evening, President Finley, Ms. Maloney, and members of the board. I am Jay Butler, Lead Assistant Principal at Byron P. Steele High School. At this time, I would like to introduce you to Student Representative Isabella Puerto, who is a senior at Steele High School. Isabella is representing the Air Force Junior ROTC this evening. Isabella has been in the SCUC district since kindergarten, where she attended Sipple Elementary and this really nice intermediate school, Slaughter, Dobie Junior High, and Steele High School. During her time at Steele, she has been involved in various activities and been allowed to experience multiple interests. Isabella is an active member of the Air Force Junior ROTC, where she currently holds the rank of Cadet Second Lieutenant and is one of 18 flight commanders. She was the Spring 2024 Group Senior Enlisted Advisor for her unit. She has also been a part of Color Guard and the Armed Drill Teams. She was awarded the National Levels Award to include the Sons of the Revolution and American Legion Scholastic Excellence Award. She recently completed the U.S. Air Force Junior ROTC Flight Academy program, where she earned her private pilot's license. Isabella is a two-time state finalist for the Visual Arts Scholastic event for her art sculpture and her colored pencil artwork for 2024 and 2025, which was recognized with a congressional nomination for academic excellence. She exhibits many of the traits of a learner in SCUC, in that she is in the Air Force Junior ROTC, where she has assisted and advised Corps commanders of enlisted cadet matters to include the morale and performance of over 180 cadets in the daily Air Force Junior ROTC activities. Isabella is ranked 12th in her class and maintains a 103.97 GPA. Isabella has offers from UT, OSU, and OU, plans on attending Southeastern Oklahoma University and become a pilot in the U.S. Air Force and later becoming a commercial pilot. Isabella is joined by her parents, Bryant and Jennifer Puerto. And in attendance also her Air Force Junior ROTC sponsor, Lieutenant Colonel Mosley and Sergeant Lewis. Would you please stand and be recognized? And now I present to you Isabella Puerto.
Thank you, Mr. Butler. Good evening, President, Mr. Edward Finley, and members of the board. My name is Isabella Porto, and I'm an AS1 flight commander for hotel, and I'm a flight commander for students in their first year of ROTC. I've lived in the Cibolo-Schertz area for 13 years. My family moved here in 2011 when I was 5 years old. I went to Sipple, Schlother, Dobie, and then Steele. At Steele, I've been involved in art, band, and most significantly, Air Force JROTC. When I was first enrolled, 14-year-old me wouldn't have guessed that that decision would become the first step that would change my future and me for the better. I want to start with a story about the biggest life lesson I've learned from ROTC: resilience. When it came to applying for the 2024 Flight Academy Scholarship, I was ineligible. I had failed. I didn't qualify, but I knew this was something I wanted to pursue, and I didn't give up. I studied, and I worked hard to improve my scores for the application, and eventually the day came when the results of who were selected were announced. And I was chosen as an alternate. I had worked so hard, and I was so devastated. But I knew I still had a chance, and I didn't give up. Despite the obstacles, I did everything that was required, hoping to get a slot. And my hard work paid off. I left Cibolo on June 2nd, 2024 to live in Cleveland, Mississippi at Delta State University for 2 months and graduated the program with a private pilot's license. I couldn't have done this without guidance from my instructors and the care they put into ensuring I succeeded. From this experience, I found out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life, and the Corps taught me how to recover from failure and to never give up. The many opportunities I've had wouldn't have been possible without the instructors who lead this program. Over the course of my 4 years, I've had the privilege of working with 5 instructors. The current instructors are truly exemplary. They consistently go above and beyond, dedicating their time to support us, taking us to events, competitions, and ensuring we grow not just as cadets, but as individuals. Every cadet can feel how much they care. Colonel, for example, has been there since my first year in ROTC and has seen me grow since I was a freshman. These instructors are the foundation on which the success of the Corps is built, and they have truly built a supportive community. I've been fortunate enough to achieve several accomplishments in ROTC, including national awards and the Flight Academy. They have all been milestones marking my success, but the experience that has truly taught me the most and brought me the most joy and fulfillment has been being a flight commander. I haven't graduated quite yet. I don't have a college degree or multiple classes to teach every day, but what I do have is the privilege to lead and teach these cadets every day, to see how they've transformed from the first day of school, nervous, uncertain, and not knowing their left from their right, to confident, capable leaders has been nothing short of inspiring. I was no longer responsible for just myself. I had 22 students to teach, care for, nurture, and shape into well-rounded cadets. All of them have their own dreams and aspirations. They are my biggest commitment and greatest achievement. From the first day of school to now, all I see is their great potential and everything they will be able to do. This experience has truly shown me that leadership isn't just about being in charge of others or yourself. It's about sacrifice, guidance, patience, and being there to help them to achieve their goals. I'm here for all of them, every step of the way, and it's been a privilege to have been part of their lives. Air Force JROTC at Steele High School was established in 2006 and has earned numerous awards, including being recognized as a unit with merit for many consecutive years for a reason. We, the cadets, are the reason for the unit's recognition. We are the program. Anyone who walks into that hallway can see the hard work all these cadets put in every day, and it's incredible to see the teamwork and heart that goes into this program. This program has not only changed my life for the better, but it has for many of the cadets who walk through those doors every day. I'd like to thank the people who have been there with me since the beginning. Thank you to my loved ones, the instructors, and thank you for the board for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. It's been a privilege to represent SCUC and ROTC. This district has laid the foundation for my future, and I have ROTC to thank you for that.
Good evening, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, and members of the board. I am Jenny Becca, Assistant Principal at Samuel Clemens High School, and I would like to introduce to you our student representative, Andrew Hunt, who is in the 12th grade. He is the current Corps Commander leading the entire Samuel Clemens JROTC program. Something you may not know is that behind that serious face and prestigious uniform is a true jokester and someone whose smile lights up the world. Andrew exhibits many of the traits of a learner in SCUC, and that he contributes to the community as an active member of NHS, track, and our JROTC program. Additionally, he engages in meaningful learning and critical thinking as he is enrolled in all AP classes and our engineering program. Andrew strives for success, and I have no doubt that he will achieve great things in his future. His favorite subjects is engineering and JROTC. He also enjoys playing video games and getting lost in his own thoughts. He is joined by his parents, Andrew and Jacoby Hunt, and sister Kylie. In addition to his grandparents are here, and our Colonel Bass, Chief Gideon, and I saw Sergeant Butler here somewhere. I know she's tiny. If you guys all can stand and be recognized. And I would like to present to you Andrew Hunt.
Well, how do I follow that? All right. Well, good morning, or not good morning. Sorry. See. Good evening, all board members, and good evening, everyone that came to attend. First, I'd like to start off with thanking my family for being here, and for my instructors for choosing me to represent Clemens JROTC. If you told me freshman year that I'd be speaking at a board meeting, I'd probably just laugh or just look at you like you're crazy, When I joined ROTC, I missed the first day of school, and I missed the first class day of school. And so I remember coming and talking to Senior Butler and being like, what did I miss? And first thing, I just got a fresh retwist. So, she tells me, you have to cut your hair off. And imagine going no school for a year, like online school, and just being told, hey, you gotta do that. And I'm just like, I was unsure, but I was really unsure. Being told to wear a uniform every week, cut my hair, follow all these rules for people I don't even know in a new school district, it's just a little questionable. But I say staying at RTC has been like the greatest decision I've made. I've made countless bonds. I've gotten the opportunity to do so many things. I've had the chance to go to leadership camps. I've been awarded countless awards. I've excelled as a leader. I've done things I didn't even know I was capable of, like climbing a 10-foot wall, like it's embarrassing. But, ROTC has really given me a path in life, and it's helped me choose my career. Because first, I was unsure what I wanted to do. I was changing my mind every single day. I didn't really want to do anything, I didn't have any aspirations. I just wanted to play video games and stay in my room. But, it's helped me decide I wanted to pursue mechanical engineering and attend UTSA. I'm already accepted, so go Roadrunners. But, I'm also going to pursue the military and do ROTC in college. But, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without my instructors for pushing me to stay in ROTC and apply for all these positions because, at first I didn't really want to do anything, but, I always went to talk to them and they were like, just try, because you never know what could happen. And, here I am speaking in front of all these people I've never seen before. So, I'll always cherish the moments that I've helped. I always cherish the moments that Clemens has given upon me. It's truly shaped me into the person I am today, and I will always be forever grateful. See, I still don't know how to follow that. I'm sorry. But, I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for choosing me. Thank you guys for being here. And, that's it.
Okay, now we're going to continue recognition items. I tried to do a few minutes ago. Now we're going to do recognition of Byron P. Steele High School varsity girls basketball team.
Ms. Maloney, Mr. Finley, and members of the board, we are excited tonight to introduce this great group of young women that achieved an awesome goal this year. The Byron P. Steele Knights girls basketball team, led by Coach Eugene Pena, had an incredible season. This team of talented athletes finished the year 27-8 and made it to the state semifinal game, where they were defeated by eventual state champion Humble Summer Creek. This was the Lady Knights' first trip to the Final Four since 2016 and Steele's sixth trip to the state tournament in school history. As a part of UIL's new format, one of the unfortunate parts of it is they don't drape the medals at the end of the state semifinal game. So we're going to do that tonight. Ms. Maloney has the medals. Mr. Linthicum, our principal, if you'll come join Ms. Maloney. We're going to drape those medals, and we will introduce each athlete and talk a little about their accomplishments. First up, Brianna McMillan. Brianna was a state qualifier. Christian High Skill, state qualifier. Natanya Hodges, state qualifier. McKiley Todd, state qualifier, THSCA Academic All-State. Samira Witcher, state qualifier. Ari Miller, state qualifier, THSCA Academic All-State. Milani Real, state qualifier. Kaisha Jones, state qualifier. Natalia Hurst, state qualifier. Jasmine Travis, state qualifier. Jasmine was also the UIL 6A Division I state all-tournament team selection. Anaya Wood, state qualifier. Kennedy High Skill is not with us tonight. She unfortunately just had a surgery. Kira Benton, Makira Sullivan, Jocelyn Barano, and Rebecca Robinson is our last state qualifier. What's that? Eugene, let's get you. We'll also again recognize our head coach, Eugene Pena. Also with us tonight is our assistant coach, Jermaine Irvin. Congratulations, ladies. Outstanding year. Parents, if we want to come up, feel free. Come up and take some pictures.
Again, congratulations, ladies. Great season. Our next item will be recognition of student achievements. Mr. Wendell.
Good evening, President Finley, Ms. Maloney, members of the board, parents and families. This evening, we are honored to celebrate the accomplishments of some more of our students from our high schools, Samuel Clemens High School and Byron P. Steele High School. The students with us have earned recognition on an all-state team or as a state qualifier. We are excited for these students and grateful for their commitment and dedication to excellence in their academic and extracurricular activities. Parents and families, thank you for your support of these amazing students. We ask that everyone here please hold their applause until all students in a recognition category are celebrated. Students will start on the left, shake hands with members of the board and Superintendent Maloney. They will wait next to Ms. Dauphiné and until all the group is called. Then the group will return to the middle for a picture. Mr. Suarez will come up to take pictures. When you see him at that time, please feel free to come and take a picture. Now, to introduce our first honoree is Byron P. Steele High School basketball coach, Lonnie Hubbard.
There's a lot of people here. Hey, thank you all. It's always a pleasure to just be up here, especially for this. You know, a lot of times we get recognized for just winning a lot of games and all, but it's really fun when you have students as good as Carrington that go up there and you take school seriously, and the things that are going to take you really far, I mean, your grades are important. You know, so with that being said, I can talk about this guy all day. You know, we had a success. We were one game away from doing what the girls did. We got to the Elite Eight. We were 32-6. You know, had a great year as well. But he was a huge part of that. Okay, and credit to his family, which is sitting right over there. They are. I should have known. Right there. I mean, great family. You know, that's a family that really would let somebody coach for several years because they make it extremely easy from being involved from the booster club and working concessions and being supportive all year long. You know, families like that make it really easy. So thank you to their family as well. I can sit here and talk about this guy all day, but I'm going to try and make it short. He wasn't our leading scorer. Okay, he wasn't our leading rebounder. He wasn't our leading steal guy. He wasn't our leading assist guy, but he was simply a leader, period. That's exactly what he was, and he helped us. Every single time that we have a successful team, I can always point to a Carrington Coffee, you know, as far as being that person. Hey, coach, what are we doing? Hey, you're not out here. Let's go. What we want? He leads practice. If I'm not ready, he's like, coach, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know, so he's the glue to our team, you know, and to do all that and hold and maintain a 96-point-something average throughout high school is impressive, you know, because we practice a little bit, you know, it kind of takes some time away from you, you know, but for him to be able to do things like that was great. So help me in congratulating Carrington Coffee with getting Texas High School Coach Station All-Academic Team.
Our next group of students that we'd like to recognize tonight are our state qualifiers from Samuel Clemens High School in Vase. And here to recognize those students is their art teacher, Amanda Aguilar.
Thank you, as always, for supporting the arts. So some of our students aren't here tonight. We still like to recognize them, but we have a few that are here. So Casada Aguirre is a multi-talented junior that excels in the classroom and in the pool. She created a dinnerware set that represents broken love. Adeline Ayala, sorry, Adeline, is a senior. She is a diligent artist, and she built a sculpture of a koi pond that was inspired by her love for Japanese culture. Michaela Carter was not able to make it tonight. Sadie Dusbabic was not also able to make it tonight. Lily Emery was not able to make it tonight. But here with us tonight is Alea Gibson, is a senior, and she is an accomplished artist, and she was a state medalist the past 2 years, and she painted a stunning self-portrait. Lizzie Juarez is a creative senior that produced a mesmerizing sculpture that depicted the toxicity of a one-sided relationship. Ainsley Solis is a freshman that created a playful sculpture using fibers and clay. It was inspired by her lunchtime shenanigans in junior high. Jalissa Toodles was not able to make it tonight. Amelia Warner is here. She is a junior, and she is a gifted artist that was a state medalist the past 2 years. She created a mind-bending ceramic sculpture.
And to introduce our next student in vase from Clemens High School is her art teacher, Miss Glenda Harper.
Hello. So Isabella Sutton's a sophomore. She possesses a rare combination of talent, dedication, and ambition for learning that sets her apart. Her relentless pursuit of excellence is evident in every project she undertakes, as she consistently delivers high-quality artwork with precision and attention to detail. She is accomplished with 2D drawing, particularly in Prisma pencil. She's also won some contests here recently. And with Isabella, you can trust that she will always go above and beyond to achieve outstanding results in any endeavor she pursues. And my case in point is the first day of school. I still love this memory. She walked in the room and said, "Miss Harper, may I start my vase project?" which is why she's here. And here you are, Isabel, so shine brightly. And for Miss Muckenfoos, Scarlett Bailey couldn't be here tonight, sorry.
Parents, if you want to get pictures, you can come on. Our next group of students are the Byron P. Steele High School state qualifiers in vase. And here to introduce them is their art teacher, Teresa Vargas.
Hello, thank you, board, for taking the time to recognize our kiddos. They work really hard. It's not just talent. So I'd like to first introduce Alexa Bozovich. Alexa has an interest in the often misunderstood. Her work, Prying Consequences, focuses on a grackle with the weight of his metal wings holding it down. Much like the weight of the prejudice others may place on it, Alexa sees the beauty in what is often looked over. Unfortunately, Joelle Fox could not make it this evening. I'll be introducing Angelina Howell. Lena is quiet, but her artwork speaks loudly. Both of her pieces advanced to state this year, and they both highlight psychology, whether it's the visualization of our insecurities or the representation of feeling rolled over by people to accommodate their will. Lena's work sends a powerful message. Alyssa Miller. You'll always find Alyssa at the Potter's Wheel working on her next vase, mug, or tea set. Whether she's adding swirls of paint, glaze, or bits of clay, Alyssa is a bright light in our art room. Her tea set likens the growth of stars to the development and evolution of a person's life. Isabella Puerto. Yeah. She's here twice for good reason. Yeah. So Bella finds a way to communicate complicated feelings through images and color. Her brightly colored, surreal-inspired painting mirrors her feelings of no longer seeing herself the way others may have once seen her. It's a beautiful image of growth and change. Edmund Ross. Ed has a persistence to create and communicates his struggles with mental health through the process and creation of his art. His piece relates the intensity of his struggle with the beauty of his craftsmanship. Edmund uses his gift to share his story. Madeline Segoviano. Madeline has a natural talent for creating beautiful images. Her piece celebrates the beauty she sees in personal fashion and cross-cultural connections. Her portrait demonstrates empowerment through personal expression. Chloe Valdez. Chloe's work ethic is impressive. Her ability to capture a flood of thoughts and ideas with such clarity and skill makes her an artist to remember. Her work demonstrates the overwhelming nature of consumer culture and her place inside that chaos.
Our next group to be recognized is Samuel Clemens High School Orchestra. And here to step in for their director, Jennifer Tudyk, is Byron P. Steele High School Director, Andrew Sutton.
Good evening. Our first person is Ryan Belcher. He is a sophomore at Clemens, and he plays the violin. He received a division rating on his violin solo and advanced to the Texas State Solo and Ensemble Contest in May. Ms. Tudyk says he is an amazing student and a very talented musician. He's very studious with his commitment to music and has grown so much as a musician. Back for a second time in front of you is Isabella Sutton. She is a sophomore at Clemens, and she plays the cello. She received a Division I rating on her cello solo and is advancing to the Texas State Solo and Ensemble Contest in May as well. Ms. Tudyk says she is also an amazing student, very talented with her music and art, is studious and committed to music and art, and this has led to many amazing accomplishments.
And Mr. Sutton will be back up one more time as he introduces the Byron P. Steele High School Orchestra State Qualifiers.
Hello again. So the only one that I have this year is Rita Estes. Rita Estes is the co-salutatorian. This is her third year in a row being up here, being recognized for going to State Solo and Ensemble for yet another amazing solo that she's performed. We're going to miss her next year. She's also been my concert master for the last 2 years for the varsity orchestra. So, Rita Estes.
Our next group of students are UIL Solo and Ensemble State Qualifiers for Samuel Clemens High School. Band Director Matt Baining is here to introduce the Samuel Clemens High School students.
Good evening, everyone. I have the privilege tonight of introducing you to a special group of band members. These students have worked incredibly hard over the course of the school year to learn a solo or an ensemble to perform at the UIL Region 11 Solo and Ensemble Contest. Ensemble members are required to earn a first division rating on a Class 1 ensemble, and soloists are required to earn a first division rating on a Class 1 solo performed by memory in order to qualify. We're so proud of these students and look forward to their performances at the UIL State Solo Ensemble Contest on Memorial Day weekend in Austin. Students, please come forward as I call your name. Daniela Anderson. Isabella Anderson. Dakota Bedell. Jacob Baining. Nicholas Cruz. Caden Dorsey. Juan Espinoza, Matthew Hernandez, James May, Joshua Merlin, Emma Morrison, Michael Posada, Abigail Smith, Anthony Waits, and Ethan Williams.
Parents, if y'all want to come up for pictures. Our Byron P. Steele High School students are the next to be recognized for UIL Solo and Ensemble. And here to recognize those students is Band Director Stephen Dieter and Alexa Beasley.
Hi, everybody. The Steel Band is proud to have 42 students advancing onto the state solo and ensemble contest, and so we'd like to recognize those students tonight. We have Isaac Blanton, Dalton Bright, Xavier Brito, Meredith Daniel, Alexis Garrett, Megan Gomez, Xavier Herbin Hervig, Samuel Hill, Carter Jackson, Julie Zhang, Gabrielle Peterson, Juliet Rostovsky, Nadia Salinas, Braden Talbert, Kaylin Williams, Gabriella Counts, Taylor Duncan, Marisol Guerrero, James Smith, and Evan Stafford.
I'll try to. Our next group of students is the Byron P. Steele High School Choir. And here to introduce the students is, again, Mr. Andrew Sutton.
Hello again. So I'm here representing the choir program. I share an office with Mr. Whalen. I know virtually every one of these students almost like they're my own, so this is kind of fun. First one up is Andrew Brito. He is state qualifier for a solo for state solo and ensemble contest. Serena Chapa is not here, unfortunately. Genevieve Dishner is not here. Deandra Gonzalez and Cora Harvey are also not here. A lot of them actually had a scheduling conflict with something choir related as well. Next up is Wesley Jeffords, also state qualifier for state solo and ensemble with a solo. This is Corinne Jasolowski, sorry. Also state qualifier for a solo. Next is Becton Leon, another state qualifier for state solo and ensemble contest with a solo. Next up is Amani Roberson, another state qualifier with a solo. Next up is Mariana Obledo, state qualifier for solo and ensemble. Kayla Roundy was not able to make it tonight. And finally, we have Avery Uhlhorn, who is also a state qualifier for solo and ensemble. We wish them all best of luck in a little over a month.
Next up is our Samuel Clemens High School Choir, and stepping in for their director, Ms. Specht, is Mr. Matt Baining.
It is with great pride that we recognize Cassandra Deaver for her remarkable achievement in being selected to the Texas All-State Large School Mixed Choir. Out of initial pool of 15,000 auditionees, Cassie earned one of only 220 coveted spots. Next, we recognize Isabella Romero for her remarkable achievement in being selected to the Texas All-State Treble Choir. Out of an initial pool of 15,000 auditionees, Bella earned one of only 168 spots. The next three students all advanced to the Texas State Solo and Ensemble Contest on May 24th. They did this by earning a superior rating from the judge at the regional contest in February for performance on a solo. Please come forward as I call your name. Noah Coronado. Matthew Owens. Chloe Cannon.
All right, and our final group tonight is the Byron P. Steele High School DECA students, and their sponsors are Gabriela Noriega and Tessa Foster.
Hey! Hello, everyone. I am going to pass my speech baton to our hospitality officer, because she prepared a beautiful speech, and I love this team, and they mean the world, and the fact that they've represented our school so well, and our little group is just, I'm going to pass the baton.
Thank you so much. I first wanted to say that I am so proud of our DECA chapter. They have put in an insane amount of work, not only studying during the allotted time given, but taking the initiative of studying on their own, which in itself is amazing. I also want to bring to your attention that we have nearly double the amount of state qualifiers as last year, though unfortunately not all of them could be in attendance. It is truly a noteworthy accomplishment for all of us. Let's give a hand to the Steele DECA chapter.
All right, so kicking us off, we have Mo Adejubier. He will be representing us at International Competition for School-Based Enterprise in Florida next week. Okay, now we have Carrington Coffey, and he made it to state with sports entertainment team decision making. And you've met Keegan Flores. She made it to state with travel and tourism team decision making, and will also be representing our chapter at ICDC next week. Now we have Mr. Isaac Gibson II, and he made it to state with hospitality and tourism operations research, and he will also be representing us at internationals next week. All right. Next, we have Mia Kinney. She made it to state with Hotel, Lodging, and Management Series. Now we have Jayla Lucas. She made it to state with Project Management Community Awareness. Next, we have our graduating DECA president, Andrew Mortarelli, who will be competing in school-based enterprise with Mo next week. All right, and next we have Michaela McCubbin, who represented us at state with Sports and Entertainment Marketing Series and medaled. Next, we have Michaela Meta, who represented us at state with buying and merchandising team decision making, and will also be representing us at internationals next week. Next, we have Jordan Niscora, who represented us at state with travel and tourism team decision making with Keegan, and she will also be representing us next week at Internationals. And we've got Nico Reed, who competed in startup who competed in Startup Business Plan with Andrew and Mo, and will be representing us next week as well.
All right, our next recognition item will be recognition of Schertz-Cibolo-Universal City ISD paraprofessionals in honor of Paraprofessional Appreciation Day, which was April 2nd.
Thank you. Paraprofessional Appreciation Day is an opportunity to celebrate the important work of our paraprofessionals in the district. It is celebrated on April 2nd, 2025 this year. These staff members provide support to our teachers, work with students in and out of the classroom, and provide guidance for the varying needs of our students. Paraprofessionals often work with students on academic activities, both individually and in small groups, as well as assist with the supervision of students. We want to recognize the vital work of our paraprofessionals and thank them for their contributions to our district, our teachers, but most especially our students.
Next recognition item is the recognition of SCUCISD District Volunteers in honor of National Volunteer Week, which was April 21st to the 25th. And again, Sarah.
Thank you. National Volunteer Week was established in 1974, and this year it is April 21st through April 25th. It has grown exponentially each year. SCUC has an extensive number of volunteers, from parents supporting extracurricular booster clubs and PTCs, to our business and community partners that provide mentorship, internships, and supplies for our schools and students. We are also very fortunate to have our own SCUC high school students who volunteer through fine arts programs, Ready, Set, Teach, PALS, National Honor Societies, and much more at many of our after-school events, such as our recent early childhood community event, Little Learners, Big Potential. We would like to recognize and celebrate all of our volunteers in SCUC who support our schools, students, families, and staff. Their commitment to our district truly makes this a very special place to live, work, and go to school every day.
The next item is recognition of SCUCISD Assistant Principals in honor of National Assistant Principals Week, which is April 7th to the 11th. Again, Sarah Dauphiné.
Assistant principals are the unsung heroes of education. They are the bridge between students and administration, the steady hands guiding day-to-day operations, and the compassionate leaders who ensure that every student feels seen, supported, and empowered. Whether they're coordinating schedules, managing discipline with fairness and care, leading instructional improvement, or simply being a reassuring presence in the hallway. Assistant principals make a profound impact in ways that are often seen but deeply felt. Their leadership fosters a culture where learning and growth flourish for everyone. Thank you to all of SCUC's assistant principals. Your commitment, compassion, and tireless work do not go unnoticed. You are mentors, problem solvers, and role models, and our schools are stronger because of you. And this evening, we have quite a few assistant principals in the house that we would like to recognize. We'd like to invite you to come up, please, shake hands, and get a picture. Thank you for staying late tonight. Come on up. Come on up, assistant principals. Start the way.
Our next recognition is recognition of the Month of the Military Child, which was April 2025. And Ms. Rossi is going to be presenting this, but I will tell you, everybody on the board sent out an email earlier this week to everybody that wear the color purple, which is the color that's designated for that. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Rossi to continue on.
Thank you, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, and members of the board. In 1986, Secretary of Defense Caspar W. Weinberger designated each April as the month of the military child. This time is an opportunity to honor the strength, resilience, and courage of the children in military families. Military children are an inspiration and a source of pride for the nation. These young people serve in their own way, facing frequent moves, long separations, and the unique challenges that come with military life. We want to recognize the contributions that military children and their parents make as they serve our nation. At approximately 37% military connected, Schertz-Cibolo-Universal City is the third largest military connected school district in the state that's not located on a military base. SCUC continues to support military-connected students through various campus clubs. We serve 2 programs, as well as transitions to our school district and inclusivity support, STEM camp, parent and family workshops, and science, technology, engineering, art, and math program opportunities. Tonight, it was wonderful to see our Air Force J ROTC instructors here, to be here for you, the cadets that are honored as well. These instructors help guide and mentor students interested in leadership, service, and personal growth. Their work reflects the values that many military students live by every day: commitment, adaptability, and integrity. Thanks to our Air Force JROTC instructors, our military-connected students, and just the large military community, we thank you all for your service, past, present, and future.
Okay, at this time, the next recognition item will be recognition of SCUC ISD District Librarians in honor of National School Library Day, which was April 4th. Ms. Georges Payne.
Good evening. In April, we celebrate National School Librarian Day, observed annually on April 4th. This special day honors the dedicated professionals who support both students and teachers by ensuring access to a wide range of information and resources. School librarians play a vital role in teaching students and educators how to effectively locate, evaluate, and use information, skills that are essential in today's digital world. National School Librarian Day is a meaningful opportunity to recognize and celebrate the incredible impact these educators have on our school communities. We would like to recognize and congratulate Ms. Kelly Navarro. This is a shout out to her. She couldn't be here this evening, but she is our Librarian of the Year from Corbett Junior High School. And then this evening, we do have several librarians in the audience. If you can please stand and join us. We have Ms. Rachel Schuster from Byron P. Steele and Ms. Sharon Hans from Schlother Intermediate. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. So make sure they get up.
It is my honor and privilege to have the next recognition for District Administrative Professional in honor of Administrative Professionals Day, which isn't till next week, so you still have time. In the House, we do have a few administrative assistants, so I need to recognize them in just a minute, but I want you to know that we celebrate the work of our secretaries, our administrative assistants, and other office professionals for their contribution to the workplace. These professionals help to keep an office running efficiently, and their flexibility and ability to handle the unexpected make them a valuable part of our organization. We want to highlight their importance to the district and show our appreciation appreciation for all their hard work and effort to keep our campuses and departments running smoothly. Most of them are not in the house, but I've got a few. Administrative Professional of the Year, Miss Kylie Ochoa, come on up. Get on up there. My very own 33 years in the district, Miss Karen Phi, my partner in crime. Who we couldn't make tonight happen without, Miss Susan Chapman, come on up, please. And I think little P is hiding. I think she ran away. Priscilla Martinez, who we could not do anything without. So thank you. Any other administrative assistants, please come up for recognition.
I'll get a superintendent update, don't worry.
Next recognition item, is recognition of SCUC ISD transportation staff in honor of National School Bus Driver Appreciation Day, which was April 22nd. Mr. Perez.
Sorry, I'll say that again. Good evening, Superintendent Maloney, members of the board. What an honor to get a chance to recognize our really transportation staff, 130 plus, that work hard every single day from early in the morning to late in the afternoon, sometimes on the weekend. And so next Tuesday, April 22nd, we'll be celebrating School Bus Driver Appreciation Day. Yes. For approximately 40% of our students, their bus driver is the first school official that greets them in the morning, and the last one they see in the afternoon, right? Rain or shine, Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekends, our drivers are there to safely transport our most precious cargo, either to school or heading home. Many times, extracurricular activities, they're there and they make it happen. Obviously, we also want to extend our gratitude to all the members of the department and recognize their efforts. We certainly couldn't do it without our mechanics, office staff, supervisors, and bus monitors. So let's give them a round of applause, please. So tonight we do have members of the transportation department. Please come up and be recognized. It's been a long day, but come up.
Can I
Wake
just
up.
say they've been up since 3 a.m. Let's give them a hand.
Yes. Same thing. Special shout out to Miriam Biggs. She couldn't make it today, but she is our 24-25 school year transportation employee of the year. She's one of our bus monitors.
All right, next item is recognition of the 24-25 Leaders of Innovative Teaching. our LIT Academy participants, and that'd be our Director of Technology, Steve Barnwell. Go for it.
Good evening, and thank you, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, members of the board. Tonight we recognize the effort of our LIT Academy participants. LIT stands for Leaders of Innovative Teaching. This academy is made up of campus staff across the district who apply and are accepted into the program. They then learn and share new and more effective ways to leverage technology in their campuses and classrooms, resulting in increased engagement from students and academic growth. The academy is the concentrated work of Linda Coolball, our lead digital learning coordinator, who shares these same practices day to day with our campus teachers and administrators. With each cohort, the number of participants grows and the impact continues to branch to as many students as possible. We want to recognize their effort that they've put into their growth this year, while also issuing the same challenge that I issued last year, which is publicly acknowledging that their leadership has only just begun. So along with every other former LIT participant, you join in the propagation of effective use of technology in all SCUC ISD classrooms. So I'll read your names and present you with a certificate, and then you can shake hands with the board. First up, Christine Alsobrook. Ginger Baughman. Gail Cabe. Sandra Kearns. Danielle Pavlicek. Donna Ovelling. And Rachel Welchel. I do want to mention there were more than 20 participants. These are the representatives who could be here tonight.
At this time, I'll go ahead and dismiss our student representatives. I'm sure you got duties you need to get to, so at this time, thank you very much for coming out tonight and everything. So y'all have a good evening, I think. Appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, at this time, we're going to move on to public comments. The board will now hear public comment statements. In order to provide consistency and fairness to all individuals, public comments will be heard in accordance with Board Policy BED Local and procedures outlined in Administrative Regulation BED. The board strongly discourages inappropriate comments on individual personnel or students in public session. Complaints or concerns will be considered by the board only after the complaint has followed the guidelines prescribed by the applicable policies such as DGBA local, FNG local, or GF local. Public comments will be limited to individuals who sign up to participate in the public comment portion of the meeting before the board meeting is called to order. An individual who signed up to participate in the public comment portion of the meeting may not relinquish their time to another individual. No public comment shall exceed 3 minutes. To ensure compliance with time limitations, a yellow card will be held up by the board secretary at 2 minutes, and a red card will be held up at 3 minutes. If I get your names wrong, I'm going to do the best I can. Peter Snowden, correct me if I'm wrong, our chief appraiser. Very good. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
All right. President Finley and Superintendent Maloney, my name's Pete Snadden. I'm the chief appraiser for the Guadalupe Appraisal District. And my reason coming here and before you all today was to bring you up to date on a great deal of work that we've done over the last 12 months, myself and the board of directors there, trying to address our facility spacing needs. We've reached a point where we've got to make an attempt here to remedy it in the sense, because the main thing that's kind of taking place right now is the difficulty in ensuring that we have enough space to provide for the property owners for their remedies during the tax appeal season. Speaking of which, I was happy initially when I got here. I was like, oh man, I have to wait a long time to talk. I saw how many people. I was like, no, it's all right. We just sent notices out. It's okay. Let's get some people out of here first. But I kid. Sorry. Anyhow. So we started about a year ago. We looked at 3 different options. And we looked at adding on, purchasing some land, building a 2-story unfinished up top. And then we came across this one opportunity to purchase the Mary B. Erskine School in Seguin. It's an older school that had been lost to a developer a few years back. A lot of great work had been done inside. I initially thought that, how's this going to work? You know, 1914 school, but you go in there and they had this sprinkler system, fire suppression, the elevator for ADA and things. So a lot was done already. So when I brought that back to my board, I kind of gave them the 3 options. This one actually was the best option when you consider taxpayer funding limitation as much as possible, but also meeting our needs. In this case, it was interesting because not only will it meet our needs of today, of course, but it's going to help the individuals that are in our role, 10, 15 years down the line. It's a 4-acre campus with the main 3 stories. Will be phase 1 essentially. That's what we're going to do. We're going to get in there, but also as we grow, we'll be able to move the ARB, which is the appraisal review board that we run during this period of the year. Thank you. And they need that during like the political campaigns, right? Anyhow, sorry. Long story short, I'll be back May 15th. Let's see here. I wrote it down. May 15th at your board meeting there to formally present to you what will be coming up. I expect to have from my board, Ms. Seaver and everybody else, at our May 7th. They must actually pass a resolution approving this project once we get back the architecture, design, concepts and whatnot, and the hard figures to bring to you all for consideration. That'll be done there May 15th. Thank you again.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you on May 15th. Our next speaker will be Angela Liberatore, I think is right, or Liberatore. If I get it wrong, my apologies.
My 14-year-old daughter became a victim of sexual assault of a Clemens and Steele law enforcement teacher named David Rios in 2021. He was a reservist deputy with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office while teaching here. He's currently out on bond awaiting trial. In 2022, I requested Rios's personnel records from SCUC ISD. Nobody from the district responded. Instead, your attorney copied me on a letter to the Attorney General's office asking if they could tell me no, since Rios was still being investigated. By law, I should have at least received his public info record. I still have received nothing from this district. Most of his other previous employers have given me his public information. Maybe it's trivial to SCUC ISD admin, but it's wrecked my child's life. I'm lucky she's alive. Seeing her trauma for the last several years is torture. The least that you guys can do is give me the records on this person. How do we vet teachers in this district? The job description for a career and technical education teacher lists a bachelor's degree as a requirement. Rios does not have a bachelor's degree. Was there cronyism in hiring him? He has many connections in education, including his wife, who's an associate principal at Taft High School. Were his references checked? If so, who checked them and who did they speak to? What was said about him? His former boss at Northside ISD Police Department said he was a lazy cop with a bad work ethic, bad attitude, and foul language. I don't even think that Whataburger would hire him if they were told that from his prior employer, but 2 school districts hired him. This info was told to an investigator with Child Protective Services. Rios was fired from Highlands High School months before he was hired at Clemens. I have documentation of his reprimands from Highlands, which include inappropriate behavior toward female students and abandoning his class to be alone with female students. It appears that Highlands suspected sexual contact between him and at least 1 female student. I didn't have access to that info until late December 2024. If someone at Clemens doesn't have documentation of checking his references from Highlands High School, they should be fired. Lax vetting of teachers is dangerous. We deserve teachers who are not known sexual predators. If someone at Highlands High School lied to Clemens about Rios's history with them prior to hiring him, I want their name and I want to know what they said. Child predators have patterns and fine-tune their grooming skills and victim selection over years. They don't suddenly start raping kids when they're middle-aged. Rios taught at both Steele and Clemens my daughter's freshman year. I asked Clemens and Steele admin to notify the parents of his former Steele students of the investigation. They refused. Steele admin, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
Yes. God bless.
Hang on a second. Okay. Next speaker will be Joel Smith.
David Rios, Gabriel Cantu, Yorlin Hernandez, Eric Paul Contreras, Alfred Villarreal, Miguel Angel Nava Jr., J. Casey Stewart, Caleb Josiah Nelson, Ernest Orlando Herrera, John Griest, Andrew McGowan, Lloyd Peggs, Alejandro Ramiro Pina, Stephanie Woods. These are all teachers here that y'all have allowed to rape our children in San Antonio. Most of these were listed right here in y'all's district, right? We have a teacher over here that was assaulted in a classroom by a student. I was expelled from school at 15 for fighting. I don't know how many teachers got hit. You have one of them that's not raping kids and you're gonna fire him for standing up for himself? Let's be real. Nobody here actually cares about education for the school system. If you do, then you're working in a system that's about money. If your child don't show up, then you guys don't get paid and you don't get to enjoy your vacations and all this stuff. Well, this man over here was injured by unruly students like me, and he's not raping anybody. Give him his damn medical bills. All you'd have to do is sign some papers. It's not a big deal. And I was the kid that wrote the Save Our Children song with Afro Man recently, calling out all y'all's teachers. I'm gonna do it again. I literally was sitting over there looking up the names and found 4 more arrests in just the last 6 months. And y'all are about to fire this guy? Come on, man, get yourself together.
Thank you. Next speaker will be Chris Dabkowski. Hope I got that right.
Oh, you got it right.
Okay, thank you.
You can just call me the broken teacher from now on up. We'll just cut out the crap in the middle, okay? So it's really nice to see y'all. How y'all doing? It's not real hard, is it? It's been 2.5 years since I got hurt in this district, and not one of you emailed, checked on me, did anything for the last 2 years. I've got a pile of paperwork here that shows the traumatic brain injury that I suffered. I can't drive. I can't function in environments like this. I'm barely here. I haven't been in any environments like this in almost 2.5 years. I'm scared shitless. I freaking can't do things half the time, and it's all because y'all were negligent. I asked for help. I asked for safe schools. I asked for assistance from that one right there, Woods. I asked for assistance for all sorts of people. But instead, you guys kept a situation with a student that was warned about for months, who injured other students, injured other teachers, and then ultimately left me with a traumatic brain injury. And I've been sitting there suffering for 2.5 years in silence as your bargain basement workers' comp runs me through the ringer and you pretend I don't exist. Now, I don't know where you think that is okay. But I came here and I dedicated myself into a position filling in for some of the ones that f***ed up and hurt your teachers that hurt other students. I came in and filled in for 2. One that was taken out by a student and one that took a student out, ended up getting arrested. He's on your freaking list. But you abandoned me. So go ahead and take your quiet vote later and complain that I've stood up for myself, that I've come out of the woodwork, and pretend that I'm functional if you want, because I can do this here today, but I got a pile of diagnosis that'll show you otherwise. I can't do this on a regular basis. I'm sorry. Y'all fix this. I swear to God, I'm going to spend the rest of my life doing nothing but being your district's own Doge if you do not help me and my family. You have let these people suffer for 2.5 years. I have a wife and 2 kids that don't know who I am compared to who I was. You all stood by as I got hurt in that building in Clemens. And that principal here that y'all awarded today was one of the ones that ran away and was afraid of that kid the day it happened. So you can go ahead and pat them on the back and run all of these wonderful things. I'm happy for your good workers and I'm happy for your students. I didn't want to stand up and do this today. Y'all chose to run me out to this point and get to where I am today. So from now on, you're going to see me and you're going to hear from me, because if you guys aren't going to take care of me and you're going to leave my family abandoned for doing nothing more than coming in to work in this district and do the job that I signed up for, when I have no bad records, no bad reviews, nothing, then I will make it a point to highlight every failure that I can find in this district and put you under a microscope so that the state sees it and the nation sees it. Because if you don't want to help the ones that are here to help people, then you're going to get what you guys get, and school choice is going to be beaten down your door.
Thank you. Our next item will be the superintendent's update, and that would be Ms. Maloney.
Thank you, President Finley. I'll wait for Steve to get that pulled up on the podium. As we, every month, as we come together, we always talk about our purpose, our people, and our partnerships, and that will be no different tonight. And I'll get started straight away with our student learning experience with our purpose, which is our students. I want to just say that it is...
Thank you, sir.
This is...
Thank you. Thank you. We're moving on.
April is the month of the military child, and we are excited to celebrate tonight with everybody in this room for Purple Up Day. And that is why we wear purple tonight, and that is why we stand strong in this military community. The highlight of last week was to take some of our students from Steele High School, Allison Steele Enhanced Learning Center, and Clements High School to the Capitol. And let me just say that they were not easy on our representatives in any way, shape, or form. Some of our representatives got a little hot under the collar by some of the questions that the kids were answering or asking to the representatives, but it was just a fabulous day. And thank you so much to Raise Your Hand Texas for that partnership that we have with the students. Look at that. Allison Miller not in the house, but Tina Curtis in the house with a victory at the UIL A+ Academics. Norma J. Pascal and Barbara Jordan Intermediate took home the first place, but a good time was had by all, and I think that all schools, elementary and intermediate, were represented by some of our fabulous students. We have Adobe spotlighted twice. They had their honor band took some some outstanding honors at the Bluebonnet Music Festival. We had E.J. Daniel was named as outstanding soloist. He's a piano player too, I believe. Congrats to the new director over there, John Robertson, and assistant director Russell Barbie, and the talented students for their dedication and success. Another great first for Dobie was the Dobie FCCLA. 10 students qualified for nationals in Orlando this summer, so you know they're going to have a lot of fun. I was actually able to speak to that class, and they're going to go far, I know. There we have our Fine Arts, Celebrate the Arts, that was held on April 4 through 6. Thank you to Beth Bronk and all of the art teachers at SCUC for pulling that together. I think I'm down there with Wanda and Teresa. Actually, just they happened to be working when I went on Saturday afternoon, so it was great to see those guys. Moving on to our people, and we had a very special person sneak out a while ago as we recognized administrative professional today, but I'm going to recognize our own Priscilla Martinez. Thank you for taking care of this Board of Trustees and myself. We appreciate you very much. Thank you to the HR team for putting on SCUC's second annual new employee reception at the Civic Center. A great time was had by all. The catering was spectacular. Both Clemens and Steele participated in that. And those deviled eggs, if you had one of those, you need to go get I'm still talking about it. I'm sorry. So here we have Casey Debney, our AP Environmental Science and Chemistry teacher. She was named Environmental Educator of the Year by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. That was a press release was what came out on April the 9th. She was also a recipient of the SCUC Education Grant last fall, training future Lorexes. And just this week, we had our commitment to excellence, recognizing all of our employees. They were surprised up there in the right-hand corners. Mr. Lithicum is our Administrator of the Year. I see him over in the audience, and let's give him a big round of applause. I think Kylie left, but Kylie in transportation also was recognized on Wednesday. And then moving on lastly to our partnerships, had the wonderful privilege of sitting alongside the superintendents in Bexar County as we answered questions from the Metro Chamber on Friday, April the 11th, really focused on our CTE programs and the experiences that we provide for the students in high school so that they can have real-world experience and have success after graduation. So that was a great honor to get to do that. Since we met last, we had the David Pivoto Party for Programs Golf Tournament. I think it was the most successful golf tournament we have had thus far with the Education Foundation. We are so grateful to that group always for everything that they do, but especially for events like the golf tournament that raise funds for our children. And there are some of those sponsors. You can see all of them. I played, and Ms. Thomas played with Train. That was our lead sponsor. And so they were just fabulous and very supportive of public education. And last but not least, we have our job fair on Saturday, April 26th from 9 to 12 at Byron P. Still High School. Looking forward to that. And I just want to get everybody ready for budget planning timeline for May. I don't know why I said May of 2022. We are in May of 2025. That's kind of strange. But well, I think what I meant to say was May 22nd, we will have a special budget workshop where we will have the end of FY24 projection. We will probably, undoubtedly, have a revenue projection for fiscal year 2025 for the first time, where we'll be able to look at revenue, where compensation and benefits will come into that, and how the legislative session is wrapping up as far as funding is concerned. So those future budget workshop dates are there. And the July 10th, I don't even want to say this, it depends on the possibility of a special session. I will say I got a little bit of intel today that there could possibly be a special session on property taxes. So if they can't get to that, but more on that in transmittal and then the next time we come together. But that is the superintendent's update. Turn it back over to you, Mr. Finley.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Maloney. Do we have any questions on this update? Thanks. Okay, our next item will be, do we have any correspondence?
There's no card.
Okay, there is no correspondence. Okay, next will be a report on board advocacy. And, okay, Ms. Carlin says you're going to pass. Okay, well, then we'll move on to Mr. Perkins.
In the interest of time, I too will pass.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Evans.
I'm just going to run through what the board members have done. This hardworking board and our excellent students need to be highlighted. So since the last board meeting, the excellent events include the early childhood community event that Paige mentioned, and then the David Pivito golf tournament. It's a beautiful day just to hang out over there and watch everybody make hole-in-one. Yeah. The new to SCUC reception was wonderful. We had lots of people make positive remarks, and one of them said, "I've never been treated like this as a new employee." So that was really wonderful. The pre-K roundup night at Rose Garden, CTE breakfast, the Tri-County luncheons, Clemens and IB art exhibits, and then the overall district art. Our liberal arts are just like awesome. Everybody talks about them around the community. The District Improvement Committee, the Northeast Partnership Lunch, the UIL event at Steele last weekend was great. The fourth graders, I mean, wow, they were just awesome. The oral reading and different things that they were participating in. And it was led by GT instructional coach, Mindy Rice. Schertz Chamber Lunch was featured all the nonprofits, so it was an awesome event also to connect with all the nonprofits. This is only a few of the things that we do, and we just appreciate being able to do them. And Jesus.
So it is evident that we've entered what I call our season of celebrations. There are tons of awards and recognitions. Tonight we recognized that next week will be National Volunteer Week, and with that I wanted to recognize all the volunteers that are sitting up here because that is what we are. So thank you, Board.
For the interest of time, I will pass as well.
I don't see how I could possibly improve on Ms. Evans's report. It was awesome. So I'll pass.
Well, I won't quite pass. I did attend the new to SCUC event. I thought it was really very nice. I did hear a lot of positive comments about it, like Ms. Evans said. I think the biggest thing was just simply appreciating that we recognize that they're new to the district, and I think they really appreciate the fact that we support them in every way we possibly can. I did attend the Schertz City Council meeting on Tuesday. I haven't done that for a while, so I wanted to see how the other half lived, and they're doing okay over there, so I'm not going to worry about that. One of the things that we did want to say in our recognitions is I was a military child. My dad was in the Air Force for 20 years, and I don't remember anything up to the age of 17 not being in Air Force. I'll use the term brat. So I appreciate every student that we have in district, every military child in this country, because I have been there. I understand the sacrifice they make. One of the things to talk about is being in multiple schools. I was in 3 schools in 3 states the same year. So that's how much you can get moved around as a military child, and I still managed to make passing grades. I won't say I made A's, but I did passing grades. The other thing is that we had National Library, on our National School Library Day. My late wife was a teacher and a librarian for her career of 22 years. So being a librarian spouse, I totally understand the sacrifices they make. If you don't love books, you can't be a librarian. So I want to remember her and all the librarians out there, because they do provide an unbelievable service to our students. So again, our librarians, I want to thank them very much. And with that, we'll move on to the next one. So with that, we're going to move on to new business. Report and discussion items. And the first item would be report superintendent legislative update. Ms. Maloney.
Thank you so much, President Finley and Board. some things have really started to get moving in the 89th legislative session, and so I always start with this slide to show the funds that were available at the beginning of the legislative session. I'm going to use some of Moat Casey's slides. They've done such a great job helping us navigate this session, and those are the many topics with the icons that show the key policy areas that we're looking at in the 89th legislative session. The state budget has passed both the House and the Senate. There you have the Maintaining Foundation School Program current law, the things that the bills, that the budgets have in common. And then for additional property tax relief, we know that there's a difference. The House really wants to focus on compression, while the Senate focuses on a homestead exemption. For us, it's just much easier for our appraisal district and for us for our calculations for tax compression. So we always advocate for that compression, so we won't have to deal with that hold harmless stuff in the future that we're dealing with right now. That has to come up every time that you do that. For new funding to the program, the budgets do differ from the House and the Senate version. For school safety, while the amount is about the same, it's a little bit different there. But both state budgets included that $1 billion for school vouchers, and we'll get to that. The Senate Bill 2 has passed the House. That is $1 billion for private school voucher program. It was Governor Abbott's top legislative priority. There's been a massive social media campaign, even when there's no campaign. It's just a campaign to get the vote out. The final vote was 85 to 63 along party lines. The exception were the two Republicans, Representative Van Dever and Representative Dade Phelan. And it is extremely likely that this will become law. And you would think that if we were introducing a new government program on the education realm, that public schools would be made whole and we know that the inflationary adjustment that would have been needed would have been a $1,000 increase to the basic allotment. So that's what you would think would happen anytime you would be introducing a new government program. Well, HB 2 has passed the House, and in fact, it was a $395 increase to the basic allotment, and we are very grateful to see this funding, but it is, I would be remiss if I said it is far from keeping up with inflation. $55 million of the basic allotment increase, or I'm sorry, $55 is what that should say. It should not say $55 million. It should say $55 of the basic allotment increase. This is important for the future, is reallocating $800 million that under current law increases that golden penny yield. So every time the legislature meets, you always hear the golden penny yield is going up, the golden penny yield is coming up. And you might hear people out there saying they're redirecting that, and that's going to become an inflationary adjustment in the basic allotment. Newsflash, that is not an inflationary adjustment. It's not based on any index. That money is based on property, it's tied to property tax growth. So property taxes have to grow statewide in order for the basic allotment to increase year over year. There's not just an automatic cost of inflation index there. There's been some confusion on the LBB runs versus the Moat Casey runs. The LBB used TEA's numbers before we put in our projections based on our current enrollment, and so you know, back and forth, it's really about, we're getting about the same amount right now. The increase is a small and mid-sized district allotment, 20% to 40%, and that is significant. If you look at, as engrossed, major suburban school districts like us, there's the average dollar amount per ADA that we're getting. $571 for average of major suburban districts. We are by the Moat Casey run, we are there at $564. The LBB run has us at a little bit more, but they've got our ADA smaller. And then you can see major urban, what their average dollar amount per ADA. And then look at that rural. And at first you're like, my gosh, that's not fair. But if you think about it, you know, 700 kids in a school district, you know, my hometown has 700 kids in the school district. You multiply that by 2,500 and, you know, it's about 1.7 million. So that fear that we had about our hold harmless was corrected in Amendment 1 by Buckley. It restores the hold harmless provision. It adds back in nurses, librarians, and counselors. Remember, it was only considering teachers and the 40% for compensation. Now it's adding back in nurses, librarians, and counselors. So Mr. Moy will calculate those cost drivers that we have been talking about for compensation with adding those guys back to the compensation there. Amendment 2 changes the way the state distributes state comp ed money and early ed money dollars. It's really, I think the legislature really wants to say, we funded full day pre-K. So the first money that's going to come off out of that amount is going to go to what the cost driver would be for full day pre-K, and then the state comp ed money will be redistributed. So they just kind of moved. You see what they did. Yeah. So there are many other things in House Bill 2 and many other bills of note. And one thing that Mo Casey made me realize that usually most of our bills are tracked within Public Education Committee, but bills affecting us are tracking across many committees, making this session very, very complex. So we're going to have to stay diligent till the very end. For instance, this is the House Bill 6 discipline bill, and I won't read those things to you, but if those things come into play, that'll really change the way we do business at our alternative school and with the discipline with our assistant principals and the way we handle discipline. So that's there, and this is actually in our board master calendar, but it shows you some major bills that are where they are, where they're tracking, and property tax bills where they're tracking. And what else? Next steps. House Bill 500 is the supplemental budget. It has passed. It includes about $1 billion to address the reduction of federal dollars from SHARS. That would be an estimate of $2.5 or $3 million, and so that would be a little windfall that we could project for revenue for the 25-26 school year. So that will be very, very helpful. But again, one-time money coming in there. But we'll continue to monitor the badness. Oh, did I write that in there? I sure did. Next town hall will be Tuesday, May the 6th. We'll be doing a campus video where we'll update our staff, and we're planning a staff and community video probably at the end of the session as we get closer to compensation. Reminding the board of our legislative priorities. So proud to stand up here, stand tall with you guys as we advocate for our school district. And some key dates there that I haven't had before. Those are some important things. It's kind of the last day to do business, with June 2nd being sine die, and June 22nd for the last day the governor can sign or veto bills. There's that town hall flyer. We will give some of those to you guys so you can pass them out. And of course, we want you to be in attendance, of course. And that is the legislative update.
Do we have any comments or questions? What's the date of the town hall?
May 6th. 5th? 6th? What'd I say? 6th, yes.
I will not be here. I will be in Florida. Pre-planned vacation. One thing I was going to note, on the runs that I've seen, I think were supplied by State Representative LEB, we would still be the lowest district money per ADA in the area, even with the additional funds. So we're going to get help. We're not going to get that much help. So it's going to be a continuing saga of we're going to have to do what we do with less. And as far as that goes, I think this district does a wonderful job and has for many, many years. I wish it was different, but pretty much that's where it's going to be right now. So I would like to applaud everybody in the district. Y'all do a fantastic job every day, year in, year out. I mean, my daughter is a case in point. She's been gone now for almost 20 years, and she still continues to talk about her time in the district. So I'd like to thank everybody, and it's just the way it is. And I did like the idea of continuing the Monuments of the Madness, because that's about the way I put it. So does anybody have any comments or questions on this item? Okay, so hearing none, we will move on to our next item, which is a report approved probationary contracts under DC local. Ms. Ward.
Good evening, President Finley again, and amazing district leadership. Tonight I bring you just a report item. As always, monthly, per Board Policy DC Local, the board approves employment for campus director-level administrators and above. But Superintendent Maloney is able to make the hires by the superintendent, and we bring you the monthly update on that. And so we bring you one for this month.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ward. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, our next item will be a report, Student Health Advisory Council, or SHAC, Committee Annual Report for school year 24-25. Again, Ms. Ward.
Okay, I wanted to do a quick report on this, so I have a couple of slides to help me out through this and to give the SHAC report. I wanted to talk a little bit about the requirements of our SHAC committee. More than half of the members have to be parents of students in the district currently, when we have no minimum number, but we currently have 24. So we're meeting those two obligations, those two requirements. Other requirements that we have: need to have a minimum of 4 meetings, so that's quarterly. Parents must be chair or co-chair, and to vote, you must have a quorum present. We're not meeting one of those, and we're needing to make some adjustments, and we recognize that in some ways we're doing okay, and in some ways we really need to revamp. Our School Health Advisory Committee requirements also are needing to report an annual report to the board, and the board approves the members of the SHAC board. That we did that this fall. So both of these I feel like we are doing pretty well on. But the School Health Advisory Committee also has an obligation to report on or follow policies, and those policies are per Texas Department of Agriculture, and wellness policies, our physical wellness, our physical education, our nutrition, bullying policy. So there's lots of leaders involved in this coordinated school health. And we are doing those things in our SHAC. And finally, one of our requirements is that we make recommendations to the board, and we do that. We haven't done a lot of things in a while because we didn't have anything to bring to you that we were making changes on. But we do have something new for you. For this report time. We would like to tell you that we have nothing new to report from this school year. And we realize that we need to provide, there's been a voice among our committee that we know we need resources in our education. And we know that we need a recruitment process for more SHAC members. And so we are wanting very badly to have a SHAC relaunch, if you will. So what that SHAC relaunch will look like, we have our last meeting coming up. It'll be May 7th. And we had a little cohort of leaders who met this month, and we'll meet one more time before this next meeting to set up for this May meeting for a bit of a relaunch. And in this relaunch, we want to really dive into some activities around those policies that are supposed to be talked about, discussed, and made sure that we are having in our schools, and discussing where this is happening, where this is not happening, how we can improve it, and get some activity. Another suggestion from this little a few people from the committee was to get some student voice. We know that the maturation lessons are being taught currently through our health, and we want to hear from some of our students at the high school level who have gone through that, and we want to hear student voice on that and kind of lead through what the students feel like they are needing. And finally, we really want this new meeting, this relaunch, if you will, to be very active. So we're going to be reaching out to our PTCs. We had a really awesome time. Miss Deanna Jackson pulled in a great amount of our parent-teacher committee personnel, and we were going to reach out to the same folks and say, we want you to know that we have this, and we want to hear from you. And we want to see if we can get some more people showing up in person. Oh, it's going to be in person at the Metzi on May 7th, so we'll be getting that flyer out. But we recognize that it's time to revamp and revive our SHAC committee, and so as everything, we feel like excellence starts with gratitude, and then that is our plan for that.
I can't be better, much better. Okay, thank you. Do we have any comments or questions on this item?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We're looking forward to see how you're going to do that exactly. I'm sure you're going to have good conversations about that.
Thank you. Looking to have some fun.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, next item is discussion, board policy update, DH local. Again, Ms. Ward.
Okay, DH Local, this is a report item and discussion for you. And right now, current DH Local policy specifies an employee is prohibited from possessing any type of nicotine product or device while on district property. We would like to consider updating DH Local policy to include, for purposes of this policy, possession of the prohibited products and devices shall not include having them in the employee's personal vehicle parked on district property.
And this went through TASB, right? They came up with the verbiage?
Yes, sir. TASB had come up with the changes in the policy, and so we tracked down what they were going to use in the verbiage, and this is where we got this information. So you had to wait for us to find it.
Go ahead.
I think I heard you to say that the gist of it is that people will be allowed to have it in their personal cars on school property, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, any comments or questions on the item? It's just an addition to clarify the fact that they can't be on their person in the school building. It can't be any place except if they happen to be a smoker or a vapor, then they can leave it in their car, but they cannot bring it on school grounds other than that. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, any comments or questions? Okay.
Okay.
Got it, thank you, appreciate it. Okay, next item is discussion, selection of auditor for efficiency audit. That would have been Mr. Moore, but he's not here tonight, so it's going to be Ms. Maloney.
Thank you, President Finley, board members. House Bill 3 from 2019 requires the Legislative Budget Board to establish guidelines for a school district's efficiency audit. The legislation added Texas Education Code Section 11.184, which requires the Board of Trustees of a school district to conduct an efficiency audit before seeking voter approval to adopt a tax rate for the maintenance and operations of the district. Statute defines an efficiency audit as an investigation of the operations of a school district to examine fiscal management, efficiency, and utilization of resources. The guidelines from the Legislative Budget Board have been included in your packet.
Okay, any comments or questions on this item? This is going to come back next month?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think you've got a list of let's go to the next one. Any other comments or questions on this item? Okay. Hearing none, we'll move on to item discussion, board consideration, consensus of discussion items eligible for action under consent agenda. Right now, we've just got DH local and the selection for auditor for efficiency audit. Since that's going to involve something, I would like to pull that one myself for individual consideration.
Absolutely.
Anybody else want to pull DH? That's all we have. It's going to be next. Our next, what do you call it? My brain's not right. Regular board meeting will be the one item, so, oh goodness, it's been a night. Okay. Hearing that, we'll go on to the next item, which will be action items. Consent agenda, items A through, goodness gracious.
I move the Board of Trustees approve the consent agenda items A through I as presented.
I second.
Motion and a second. Do we have any comments or questions on this item? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank y'all. Okay. Next item is request for board approval, update to board policy DED local, and that'd be Ms. Ward.
I feel like I'm hogging the microphone tonight. Tonight we bring DED local. This policy outlines specified paid holidays for our 260-day employees. We are recommending an update to this policy, along with the addition of an accompanying administrative regulation. To provide greater flexibility and alignment with department needs, this change would allow district directors who oversee these 260-day employees to determine paid holidays annually based on defined parameters. This approach ensures consistency across the departments while allowing for operational consideration and our staff needs.
I move the Board of Trustees to approve updating the DED local policy as presented.
A second.
All right, motion and a second. Do you have any comments or questions on this item? Hearing none. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Our next item is request for board approval, board policy CCA local. That would be Ms. Maloney.
Thank you, President Finley. Members of the board, board policy CCA defines the district step management policy within the legal framework of policy CCA legal. The board policy committee met and reviewed this policy at length. We are moving our debt management policy from regulation to board local policy. It defines roles and responsibilities of our staff and our third-party professionals like our financial advisor, any potential underwriters on the debt management team. It provides parameters on certain debt instruments, including term, composition of different debt instruments, repayment goals, and refunding saving goals, all of course dependent upon market conditions at the time we would make decisions. And so we are bringing that as a recommendation for an addition of CCA local to our board policy manual.
I recommend the Board of Trustees approve board policy CCA local as presented.
I second.
Excuse me. Okay. All right. A motion and a second. Do any other comments or questions on this item? Hearing none. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Next item is request for board approval, board meeting calendar for 25-26 school year. That would be on me, but Ms. Maloney would like to speak to this.
Yes, we actually put 2 draft calendars for the 25-26 board meeting calendar. The only difference on draft 1 and draft 2 is for that June of 2026 regular meeting. The board had been so kind to let me put that to the staff to move the Thursday meeting to Tuesday because of the long holiday weekend with Juneteenth. And so the staff did consider that and would prefer to have the Tuesday board meeting if the board would like to do that. And so whoever would make the motion on that, you would just have to insert 2.
So that's draft 2?
Draft 2 for the Tuesday.
Mr. President, I move the Board of Trustees approve the board meeting calendar draft 2 for the 2025-2026 school year as presented.
I second.
A motion and a second. Do we have any other comments or questions on this item? Hearing none. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Our next item is request for board approval, annual instructional materials, Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills, or TEAC certification, which is certification of provision of instructional materials for 25-26. Ms. Georges Penny.
Okay. So in accordance with Texas Education Code, school districts are required to certify annually to the State Board of Education and the Commissioner that students have access to instructional materials that covers all of the Texas Essential Knowledge and Skills. This is required for reading language arts, Spanish language arts, mathematics, science, and social studies. Completion of this survey is required for school districts to access the EMAT system, which is the state's online ordering system for instructional materials. This certification was brought to the board as a discussion item on February 20th. A copy of the certification was provided as a link to this board agenda and in transmittal last week. If approved, the certification will need to be signed by our board president and board secretary.
I move the board to approve the Texas Education Agency certification of provision of instruction materials survey for the 2025-2026 school year.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Request for board approval solicitation for long-range facility planning and bond assistance, or RFQ 25-015V. Mr. Miranda.
Good evening, President Finley, Superintendent Maloney, esteemed board members. Today we bring to you for action item the solicitation for long-range facility planning and bond assistance, RFQ 25-015V. We went out for district solicitation in March of 2025, seeking qualified firms to provide services that include long-range facility planning, bond planning committee support, as well as bond campaign strategy and communications. We received a total of 9 respondents, which was double what we had anticipated, and because of that, we shortlisted it to 5 and brought 5 firms back in for interviews. At the conclusion of those interviews, it was determined that PBK Architects best met the RFQ criteria. So today, we are bringing that for award.
Mr. President, I move the Board of Trustees accept the Evaluation Committee's recommendation and rankings and approve PBK Architects Incorporated to provide long-range facility planning and bond assistance services in accordance with RFQ 25-015 Victor.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. Are there any comments or questions?
I just have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you kind of give us a little, like, what set them apart? Like, what was it that kind of helped you push in the direction of this particular organization?
Yes, ma'am. I actually let Mr. Mosley, he was on the evaluation committee, kind of speak to this and speak to the process.
Thank you, Aaron. And so I would tell you that, this was a very competitive solicitation. A lot of very good firms that came in and provided proposals. What we looked at when we really saw PBK, we saw them as a dynamic team, bringing together individuals that really brought expertise in the 3 areas that we looked at in this RFQ. We really needed strong folks in the bond planning part with our committee. We needed a really strong presence in the architectural part for the facility assessments and really looking at conceptual designs, cost estimations, and those kinds of things. And then we really needed that campaign strategist that's going to get us in there and really bring that strict campaign strategy to the front. And so, as we went through the presentations, what we were looking for was who's that whole team that does all of this very well. And that was PBK, and they came to the top. Very close, again, but we really felt that PBK was very dynamic. The people that we're going to be working with, very dynamic, and they really brought a great team. So the most whole package was PBK. I think Ms. Maloney might have a little bit to add as well.
Yeah, I want to add, we got just an incredible feel during the presentation that we are going to be able to work alongside this firm very closely, and they had studied what we have been doing since September, and the presentation was indicative of, it was almost like they had been along with us and learning about what we have done, and had taken the time to probably watch many of our board meetings. Remember all those presentations? And we were just very grateful for the interest that the firm took in our district.
And they will work closely with the committee that we form as well alongside of us.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. That's that first part of RFQ was, we wanted a team, a firm that's going to really help us collaborate and bring a lot of energy to that committee and help us get to that next step. So absolutely.
I'd like to just add that, just from the perspective of the communications aspect of the RFQ. And really, we have a compelling story to tell, but it's a somewhat complex story. And so as Ms. Maloney was saying, they had done their homework, but more importantly, they had also really studied how we have been telling stories, and that was indicative in their presentation. They understood that we have been trying to lay down and share who we are and what we're about and highlight our programs and things of that nature, and the work that we put into branding and all of those things, and that was very evident as well. So it just felt very much like they were already a part of our team. You all know we have a very small but mighty team from a communication standpoint, and we all felt really strongly that they would really come alongside us and lead when needed to, link arms with us, and fall back when they felt like we had it together. So looking forward to working with them. Will there be a point at some point in this, as we move forward, if this passes,
just kind of, maybe getting some of us together, the board or whatever, to at least express kind of some small things that might be important to us. I just kind of think that as we continue to add to some of our schools, I worry about like the kind of the Frankenstein, how some schools can wind up looking because we keep adding to them. And not that, I think Clemens, we did a great job with that, but just kind of some concerns there as we build things that may be bigger or add on that it looks, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I know we'll get to that point eventually. Hopefully
We still have a long road to go, Ms. Seaver, but it does start very quick. And so, but absolutely, we've got lots of time for that input. The first biggest phase that we're going to jump into immediately is working on facility assessments. We're going to have some initial meetings on planning meetings with the group and just kind of get, lay out a draft calendar of when things are going to happen. But really the immediate work that's going to start happening will be jumping into the facilities assessment and taking what we've already done, which is another thing that, Paige mentioned and so did Deanna, but they've already recognized the work that we've done, so it's going to be jumping in and really getting in to see what we've done and then what else needs to be done, and which is kind of what I've shared with y'all in the past, is we've got it this far, but we need architects to come in and take it to that next step, so.
Thank you.
Yep.
And they'll also be able to give us a better number, estimate, because we had guesstimates, right?
We did.
So we'll have more of
Absolutely.
numbers that will be accurate
Yes.
to what it would cost.
Absolutely. And so, we'll go in through conceptual phases and cost estimation through the different projects that we identify, again, through the committee. As we identify those, we'll have cost estimations. At that point, there'll be a lot of conceptual cost estimations. And once we decide on projects, then from there, we get better estimations as we start, into design with the things. So, but yes, our numbers will get lots more accurate. I hope I'm not off too far, but they're going to get much more accurate. Yes.
So we may be having the opportunity to vote on renaming a school Frankenstein Intermediate.
Naming of schools is a board process, Mr. Swart.
We have a policy for that.
Yes, we do.
Which has been changed several times over the years. I've been involved. Okay, do we have any other further comments or questions? I think PBK is a good firm. I've known.
Yes, sir. I'd like to take a moment to introduce Mr. Luis Ayumada with PBK, who wants to take a moment to say a couple of words to the board.
Superintendent Maloney, ladies and gentlemen of the board, and ladies and gentlemen in the community, just want to say thank you for the opportunity. We're extremely humble, graciously excited, and ready to get started. I was getting high fives today from a lot of the colleagues because we have several that live in the community and several kids with kids that attend the district. So they are really excited. They're volunteering, ready to get started. So thank you again. Very grateful.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I was going to say, I've known PBK for a long time. I've known your work for a long time, so I look forward to going forward with this and see what we can do with this, because we got a lot of work to do going forward. So,
and I think for the record, I don't know if we did the vote.
So we get the motions, then we ask for comments, and we go from there. So do we have any further comments or questions? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Congratulations. Looking forward to working with you. Okay, our next item is request for board approval, solicitation for employee voluntary benefits, or RFP number 25-006V. Again, Mr. Miranda.
Hello again. So in January, we brought for discussion a solicitation for employee voluntary benefits. It was RFP number 25-006V. We were in conjunction, working with conjunction in our third-party benefits administrator, and the products that we were soliciting for included dental, vision, cancer, critical illness, permanent life, accident, medical transport, and life insurance. We received 25 responses for each of these different, or in total for all of these categories. And then the committee went out after evaluations and requested best and final offers. And then the attachment included the results and the carriers for that in submittal. So we just asked for approval based on what we submitted in the attachments.
Okay.
I move the Board of Trustees approve the award recommendation document as presented for district employees volunteer benefits as per RFP 25-006V.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you very
for your
much.
work on this. Appreciate it. Okay, at this time, this board will now adjourn to closed session pursuant to the following sections of the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.074, authorization to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, or to hear a complaint or charge against an officer or an employee. And the time is 8:46. We are back from closed session at 9:17. Next action item is request of board action, consideration of term continuing non-certified District of Innovation and probationary contract renewals for school year 25-26. Ms. Ward.
Thank you, President Finley. I recommend that the board take action on the Chapter 21 and non-Chapter 21 contracts that we discussed in closed session.
Mr. President, I move the Board of Trustees to approve the employment list as presented of term continuing non-cert DOI and probationary personnel for the 25-26 school year.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Next item is request of board action, consideration and possible action regarding administrative recommendation to terminate probationary contract of certified employee at the end of the contract term. Again, Ms. Ward.
President Finley, I recommend the board take action on the probationary contract discussed in closed session.
I move to terminate probationary contract of certified employee Christopher Domkowski in the best interest of the district as discussed in closed session, and I further move to authorize the administration to provide notice to the employee of the board's action as required by Chapter 21 of the Texas Education Code.
I'll second that.
I have a motion and a second. Do we have further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Hang on a second. Our next action item is request of board action, consideration and possible action regarding administrative recommendation to propose term contract non-renewal of the term contract of Civil Elementary third grade teacher. Ms. Ward.
Thank you, President Finley. I recommend that the board take action on the term contract discussed in closed session.
I move to propose that the term contract of Claudio Moreno be non-renewed at the end of its term, and I further move to authorize the administration to provide Ms. Moreno notice of the board's action as required by Chapter 21 of the Texas Education Code.
I second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Thank you. Okay, next item is board items for review and discussion. Let Belinda line on that.
Okay, we have a busy schedule. Of course, there's a 4-day weekend coming up. Happy Easter. April 22, there's a City of Civil Council meeting at 6:30. April 23, 5:45. Steele, Byron P. Steele, has the Top 20 dinner in the cafeteria. April 25, 7:30 to 9 a.m., Coffee with the Chamber in Selma. April 30, 6 to 7:30, Samuel Clemens Top 20 dinner. May 1, 6 p.m., Byron Steele, AFJROTC Awards Ceremony at the high school auditorium. May is going to be a Happy Jewish American Heritage Month. May 2, 11:30 a.m., Samuel Clemens Decision Day, the Clemens Auditorium. May 6, 6 p.m., SCUC Town Hall Meeting with Sophie Torres. So everybody get the word out on that one. May 7, 5 p.m., Samuel Clemens Texas 82nd AFJROTC Annual Award Ceremony in the auditorium. May 8, 4:30, Commitment to Excellence Award reception dinners and awards at Schertz Civic Center. May 11, Happy Mother's Day. May 12, 6 p.m., Byron Steele Honors Night in the auditorium. May 15, 6 p.m., regular board meeting. Yay! May 22, 6 p.m., called board meeting, budget workshop. More fun. May 26, Student Staff Holiday, Memorial Day. And May 31, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., Byron Steele High School graduation at 10 a.m., Samuel Clemens High School graduation at 3 p.m. at Strahan Arena at the University Event Center. Mr. President.
All right. Do you know if there's going to be an unhappy Jewish American holiday? Not just a happy Happy Jewish American Heritage Month.
Dan, we can always count on you for humor.
Always. Do we have any comments or questions on our agenda tonight? Having completed our business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So